Good evening, everyone. How are you all? Yes, all good. So, today I am thinking that we'll able to complete this chapter, Elements of Company Law. Okay? Yes, all concentration here. Yes, online buddies, try to join soon. If you wanted to take the advantage of this complete English lecture, CSEET, join soon, guys. Okay? Yes. Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Namaste, Namaskara. This is CS Aarti Panigrahi, directly live from the Heritage City, Mysuru, your mentor for business law and management. Okay, so we had started the topic directors, board of directors, and when we had discussed about the types of directors, right? Today we will see duties of directors. Hello, Sharu. Hi, Sasha. Hello, guys. Yes. So, we'll start today duties of directors. Okay. The directors are having the power, they are having the power so that they will have the duties and responsibilities also. Okay. So, let's see what duties of directors. Which section is covering this? Section 166 of the Companies Act 2013 lays down the duties of directors. Section 166. Now, a director occupies a fiduciary position. Do you know the meaning of this word, fiduciary? You don't know? Fiduciary. The responsibility is towards the company also and the stakeholders also. Okay. And so the directors, who are the directors who are taking the decision, strategic decision, policies, they are there on the board to protect the welfare or protect the investment of the shareholders, right? So now this board of directors have duties towards the company also and towards the stakeholders, shareholders also. Are you getting? Yes. So stakeholder is covering everything, society also. So being a board of director, you have to give the advice to the board that your company should be stakeholder centric, not only shareholder centric. Are you getting? So by keeping everybody in the mind, all the stakeholders in the mind, they should make the strategic decision and policies of the company. Okay. So fiduciary duty position means what? They have their duty is towards company also and stakeholders also. Okay. Yes. So, and is expected to act honestly, responsibly, and in the best interest of the company. Okay, na? Then what points are covering in the duties of director? Act in accordance with the AOA. AOA, our AOA is having, it is giving the rules, principle, guidelines and regulation. On that basis, we have to conduct our operations, we have to conduct our businesses. Okay. So whatever is AOA is prescribing or whatever is as per the article of association, the director have to act accordingly. Okay. Second, act in the good faith. A director must act honestly in good faith and for promoting the object of the company. For what purpose the company is there, they have to work accordingly. They have to keep their duties towards the objects of the company. Then exercise due care, skill and diligence. A director must exercise reasonable care, use proper skill and diligence, apply independent judgment while taking a decision. They should not be biased. They should not bias towards the company, and by ignoring the benefit or interest of the stakeholder, they should not take any kind of decision. Which kind of decision? They should take independent decision as per their knowledge and skill. Okay. Yes. Then avoid conflict of interest. A director should not place himself in a position where personal interest conflict with company's interest. Guys, what is the conflict of interest? Means if they are serving as if they are the part of the board of director, they should not think that their personal interest should be taken care there. Are you getting? Personal interest should not be taken care. If they will think about their personal care, then what they will do? What they will do? They will be biased, and they will put their personal interest first. Are you getting? Okay. So where personal interest conflicts with company's interest, they should always keep in mind the company's interest, not their personal interest. Okay. Then no undue gain or advantage. No undue, which is not related to them, that kind of advantage they should not take. Okay. A director should not obtain unfair benefit. They should not misuse the position of personal gain. If found guilty of making undue gain, the director must refund an amount equal to such gain to the company. So guys, while serving to the board of the company, if any director had misutilized their position for the personal gain, and if they found guilty, what will happen? They have to return all the money to the company. Are you getting? Yes. USD? Yes. Okay. So they should act accordingly. AOA. They should act as per the AOA. Then act in the good faith. Exercise due care, skill, and diligence. Avoid conflict of interest. What is conflict of interest? They should not mix their personal interest with the company's interest. They should be dedicated to the object of the company. Then no undue gain or advantages. If they will found guilty, if they had utilized, misused, improper, they had done the what is there? Misuse position for personal gain, misappropriation of the funds for their personal gain. What they have to do? They have to return that gain to the company. Then this restriction also applies to the relatives, not only director, guys. Okay, who will cover their relatives, partners, and associates of the director. These all people should also not take any kind of benefit from the company. Okay. Then non-assignment of office. What is that? A director cannot assign his office to another person. Any such assignment is void. What is invalid. Now guys, the power given to director cannot be given to any other person. So there is a phrase, delegatee have no power to delegate further. Delegatee have, if any work is given to someone, they cannot give it to any other person. So these powers are given to them. These duties are given to them. So they have to follow it. They should not give it to other person. So delegatee have no power to delegate further. Are you getting? Yes. Register these 5-6 points in your mind. Duties of director. There is no need to memorize and these things, but you have to understand. That's it. Okay. Okay. So non-assignment of office means what? Their position, their power, they should not delegate to any other person. Okay. Now, if they had violated section 166, what duties they have to perform? How much penalty they will get, guys? If a director violates provisions of section 166, minimum 1 lakh rupee, maximum how much? 5 lakh rupees. Done? Yes. Then powers of board. Section 179, duties of directors, section 166, powers of board, section 179 of the Companies Act 2013 deals with powers of board of directors. The board exercises all power necessary for management of company's affair except those power which are specifically required to be exercised by shareholder in general meeting. So board can exercise their power where, beta? Where they will exercise their power? Yes. Where? Board. In board meetings. In board meetings, they will give their decision, their power they will utilize. Now, the board exercises all power necessary for the management of affairs, company's affairs, except which powers? Which is specifically given to whom? Given to whom? Given to shareholders. And shareholders can utilize their power where? At the shareholders meeting, AGM, EOGM. Okay? Yes? So, board can exercise their power in the board meeting except those powers which are specifically required to be exercised by shareholders in the General meetings, clear. Section 179, certain points, certain important powers can be exercised only by passing resolution at board meeting. What is a resolution? So if a company wanted to take assent, or if any decision a company wanted to take, they have to pass a resolution, okay, in board meeting or at AGM or EOGM, okay. So they will put the resolution in front of the board or shareholders. They will give their assent, so resolution will be passed. If they will give their dissent, means they are not in the favor of the resolution, so it will not pass. Simple. So that is called the resolution. By passing resolution at board meeting, in that we had seen the special resolution by 3/4 majority or 75% if shareholders are voting in the favor of any resolution or in the favor of any matter, then that resolution will be passed by the special resolution, where we had seen that if the company wanted to increase the number of the director, maximum how many director? 15 director. If they wanted to increase the number, then they have to pass the special resolution in the general meeting. If they wanted to restrict that their director should not join more companies, what is the maximum number a director can join? 20. If you wanted to restrict these directorship, then also for that what they have to do? They have to pass the special resolution. Yes. Okay. Yes. Then powers exercisable by board through resolutions. The board may exercise the following powers only through board resolutions. Okay. So to make calls. So through board resolution means who is having power? Board is having power. Board is having power regarding what matters, guys? To make calls on shareholder regarding unpaid share capital. Which capital it is? Which capital I am talking about? Yes. Anybody throw online? Unpaid share capital. Unpaid share capital means what? It is telling about which feature of the company's limited liability. Very, very good. So unpaid share capital, to the extent of the unpaid amount on their share capital, any shareholder is liable towards the unpaid, to the extent of the unpaid share capital. So if a company wanted to ask, the company wanted to take that unpaid amount, so what company have to do? They have to make the calls, okay. Company make calls to the shareholders regarding unpaid share capital. Who will take this decision? Who is having power to approve this resolution? Board of directors are having power, okay. To authorize buyback of the security. What is buyback, guys? What is buyback? Buyback is what? When company is issuing the share, you are subscribing, public is subscribing. When the company needs capital, then company is issuing the share, public is subscribing, and company is getting money. Now company is having huge capital. Now company wanted to buy back their own shares. Are you getting that procedure which you are going to see in the CS executive? Okay. So to authorize buyback of the security under section 68. Buyback is under section 68 and the powers of the board is under section 179 and duty is 166. Very good. So now to make calls, to authorize buyback, to issue securities or debenture, okay, issue securities, equity shares or debenture. Debenture is what? If a company is issuing debenture, debenture is a debt instrument where any person can invest money and that money will come to the company as a loan. That's why it is called debt securities. Debenture is the debt security where the people will invest in the debenture, means company is taking loan from the investor or any public. Okay. Yes. Anybody who will invest in the debenture, they will be the investor. Okay. So that is called the loan, debt security. To borrow money, if company wanted to borrow some money, okay, so who will take the decision? Board will take the decision to invest company fund. Now company is having huge fund, company is growing, they are making profits, they wanted to expand their businesses, they wanted to invest in some businesses. Who will take the decision? It will be the resolution will be passed in the board. Then to grant loans or provide guarantees or any kind of security. So guarantee or any kind of security and loans, who will take the decision? Board will pass the resolution. Okay. To approve financial statement and board reports, they will approve in the board, then it will be recommended to the AGM. At the AGM, now shareholder will see that. Okay. They will give their approval. So to approve financial statement and board's report. Then to diversify company business. Diversify means what? If a company is doing manufacturing, they wanted to enter into software or in pharma or any other. So diversify means in other different area they wanted to track. Okay. To approve amalgamation, merger or reconstruction. What it is? Amalgamation, merger. Merger or amalgamation, at this point you just understand, if one company, A company is coming together with B company, now A was separate, B was separate, they are coming together and now A, B company, they are which identity? Which entity? A, B, means same shareholder, same debt, assets, everything will be there, but they are coming together and doing the business, that is called amalgamation. Or if A and B coming together making a new entity C, that is merger. So these are called arrangements, okay. Word is what? Arrangements means if they are doing reconstruction, it means restructuring of that company. What is the old structure? They are making the new structure, debt equity ratio. These all things they are changing. At advanced level, you will see in further levels. Here you just try to understand in amalgamation, merger, when one company, other companies merging together, they are amalgamating or they are coming together making a new identity and then they are carrying the business. Okay. So these decision will be taken at the resolution will be passed at the board meeting. Okay. To acquire controlling or substantial stake. Substantial means what? Majority of stake. So to acquiring control or substantial stake in another company, that resolution will be passed at the board meeting. Then to make political contribution, if company wanted to make political contribution, okay, then also board resolution. To appoint or remove KMP, okay, to any appointment of KMP will be, resolution will be passed at the board meeting. To appoint internal auditor and secretarial auditor. These are the powers exercised by board through resolutions. Okay. Yes, write in the comment board USD. If any doubt is there, you can ask me. Yes. Then to acquire control or substantial stake in another company. Okay. Now, which holding and subsidiary. Very good, Shashi. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, holding, subsidiary, associate company, if they wanted to take control and they wanted to take stake or shares in other company, that decision will be at the board resolution, passing the board resolution. Now, the next topic is what? Key managerial personnel, KMP. KMP generally includes MD, CEO, CS, CFO, and whole-time director. These officers are responsible for day-to-day management and administration of the company. This is important, guys. KMPs are they are involving in the day-to-day management and administration of the company. Now, don't say that KMP are the board of director. Don't mix this. Okay. Okay. They are the key managerial personnel who are involving day-to-day management and administration of the company. And any independent director is involving in day-to-day affair of the company? No, na? Yes. So, board of director and KMP is a different concept. Yes. Okay, Namrata, USD, right? Good. Nice. So, meetings of the board. Then this KMP, meetings of the board. Now, how many meetings should be, as per the Companies Act, how many meetings should be there? These all things we are going to see. Okay. Meeting of the board. Board meetings play a vital role in the management and governance compliance of a company. The manner in which board meetings are conducted reflects the efficiency. The manner in which these board meetings are conducted reflects the efficiency. Efficiency is what? How efficient this company is. What are the legal formalities for a company regarding the board meeting? The company is doing that formalities properly. Okay. So it is showing the efficiency, professionalism, and governance standard of the company, that you are complying these formalities when as per the this Companies Act, what are the formalities regarding to board meeting? If any company is complying that, it means these kind of companies are efficient company, professional company. They are keeping the governance standard, compliance standard of that company. Okay. Now, the board of directors primarily act as an oversight body, an advisory body, and a policy making body. So the board of directors is what they are taking care. They are taking all the matters in the company, not day-to-day matters, but this policy making, any kind of big decisions taken by the company. Okay. Then the board supervises management to ensure protection of the shareholders' interest and proper functioning of the company. What they supervise, guys? That protection of shareholder is the most important thing. Okay, that how much the people had invested the money, the board decision matters a lot. Why? Because the others money is there in the company. Okay, and the company is doing the proper function. Independent director contribute. The independent director, I told you that if they are appointed in the company, at least they should have the knowledge. They can give their skill and knowledge to the company, to the board. So expertise, experience, and professional guidance, which helps the company in strategic decision making. One of the most important function of the board is setting the tone at the top by creating an ethical and professional corporate culture. What is the setting the tone at the top? Means this company is following which kind, they are having some standard corporate culture. They are managing the company ethically. What is ethical? Ethical. Moral, ethical means while operating the company's function, you should be ethical. You should take the right step, not the wrong step to increase your profit. Okay, are you getting? Ethically by knowing that what is right and wrong. Okay, so that setting the tone at the top level means the leaders of this company, means board of director, management of the company are taking which kind of decision? Ethical decision, and they are setting the corporate standards at the top level. Are you getting? Yes. Then board meetings under Companies Act 2013, section 173, 166, 179 we had covered now. Section 173 of the Companies Act 2013 deals with the meeting of the board. The first board meeting must be held within how many days? 30 days from the date of incorporation of the company. If a company is completing the incorporation process and they are getting the certificate of the incorporation, their name will be there in the register of the ROC. So the date of incorporation means this company become an incorporated company. Within how many days? Within 30 days, their first board meeting should be there. Okay. Then minimum number of board meetings. Every company must hold minimum how many meetings in a year? 4 board meetings. Minimum I am telling. Okay. Minimum 4 board meetings every year, and the gap between 2 consecutive means first and second, or second or third or fourth. Okay. That is called the consecutive. So the gap between 2 consecutive board meetings should not exceed how many days, guys? 120 days. It should not be more than that. It can be less than that. Are you getting? Should not exceed 120 days. Okay, na? Maximum gap should be how many days? 120 days. That doesn't mean that it is given that after 120 days only you have to do meeting. No, you can do within 40 days, 50 days, 90 days also. But maximum gap should not be more than 120 days. So the company, newly incorporated company, within how many days? 30 days. Then the company minimum board meetings, 4 board meeting and 2 consecutive board meeting. The gap should not exceed to 120 days. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Yes. Yes. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? Okay, now board meetings in OPC, small company and dormant company. There are some concession regarding board meeting to these companies. Which kind of companies? OPC, small company and dormant company. Dormant companies, why people take dormant companies? For the future project, and there will be no significant operation or transactions in that company. So that status is called dormant company status. Okay. So in case of OPC, small company, dormant company, at least how many meetings, guys? One board meeting must be held in each half of the calendar year. What is calendar year? Jan to December. So Jan to December, how many meetings should be there? Jan to December, in each half of the calendar year means, each half of the calendar year means one meeting should be here and one meeting should be here. Okay, in six months. Okay, so that the gap between the two meetings should not be less than 90 days. Less than 90 days. Yes. Not less than. More than 90 days chalega. Less than 90 days, it should not be there. Okay. Yes. Then mode of participation in board meeting. Mode of participation. Directors may participate in board meetings personally or through VC, video conferencing, or other audio visual means. Okay. So personally, through VC and through AVM. Okay. Through AVM, audio video visual means. This enables effective participation and flexibility in the decision making. Okay. Filing of the board resolutions. The resolution passed in the board meeting should be filed to the ROC, guys. Certain board resolutions are required to be filed with the ROC. Such resolutions are filed in E-form MGT 14. Important as per the point of view of your exam. They can ask you this, okay, as prescribed under the Companies Act 2015. Okay. Okay. These resolutions will be filed to the ROC in which form, guys? MGT 14. MGT 14. Okay. That is the E form. Now, notice of the board meeting. The Companies Act 2013 provides that at least 7 days notice in writing must be given to every director. If director wanted to attend the board meeting, they will get notice from the company. Who will send this notice? Usually, if company secretary is there, CS will send the notice to the director. Then how many days before prior they have to send the notice for board? 7 days. At least 7 days notice in writing must be given to every director. The notice shall be sent to the address registered with the company. The director had given the address. That address is registered with the company. In that address or email, you can set the prior to 7 days, you have to give the notice. Then modes of the sending notice. Notice may be given by hand delivery, by post, by registered post, by speed post, by email, by facsimile. What is facsimile? Fax, exact copy, or through electronic means through emails. Okay. Then shorter notice meeting. A board meeting may also be called at shorter notice for urgent business. Now, guys, 7 days requirement is there to send the notice. Okay. But if there is an urgency to conduct a board meeting, then what? Then there is a provision here. At least one independent director, if in a shorter notice, lesser than 7 days, if you are calling, then there is one most important thing is what? There should be one independent director must be present at such meeting. If no independent director is present, then what, guys? Means independent director means in a shorter notice you are doing, you are not taking decision in the absence of independent director for the any personal benefit. That's why one independent director should be there. Or if the independent director is not present, then what will happen? The decision taken at the meeting must be circulated to all directors. Circulation of that decision of the meeting. It will be circulated through email. It will send to all the directors, and such a decision become final only after the ratification by at least one independent director. When it will be sent to all directors and it will go to the independent director also. Then what I am saying, if shorter notice is required instead of 7 days. If shorter notice period is there to conduct a business, to urgent business, you wanted a board meeting, then what will happen? What is the criteria there? One independent director should be there. If one independent director is not available, then whatever decision is taken, it is not the final decision. What will happen? It will be circulated to all directors. Then who will approve? Who will ratify it? Ratify means the approval from that one independent. Any independent director will give, at least one independent director will give the ratification, means they will say yes, it is correct. Then only that meeting decision will be the final decision. Are you getting? The independent, it will, the matter means that decision taken in the company will go to, means this board resolution is passed regarding to this business. Everybody had said yes. Now it will go to all directors, independent director also. Then at least one director will say, okay, whatever the decision taken in the meeting, it is right. Then only it will be the final decision. Okay. Ratification means what? Then he will give the authentic, means he will approve it. Then it will become the ratification. Why? Each and every thing will be, the company secretary used to note down whatever is discussed there. So these all things will be sent to them. Okay. So the matter, they will get to know what was the agenda, what was the discussion. Then after taking these all things, whatever decision is taken, by keeping what points in the mind, or by discussion what points, then independent director will say yes, it is approved. Then it will be ratified or final decision. Then it will not be ratified. Yes. Okay. So approval from one, at least one independent director is must, in case of which kind of meeting? In the shorter notice meeting. Okay. Yes. Then secretarial standard SS1, you have to follow SS1 if you are complying all the formalities related to board meetings. Okay. SS1. So ICSI has issued SS1 secretarial standard on meetings of the board of directors. Directors compliance with SS1 is mandatory for the company. So important provision under SS1 is what, guys? Issue of notice, how many days should be there, if it is shorter, this and that, whatever these things are there in the SS1, the company have to follow that. Okay, regarding to board of meeting. Then contents of the notice, like date, time, okay, the registered office address, okay, these all things will be there in the notice. Then and this what agenda will be attached to the notice of the board meeting, means what? That whatever agenda you are going to discuss, what is the matter you are going to discuss in the meeting, that is called the agenda. It will be attached to the notice. It will be the part of the note. It will attach to the notice. Then participation through electronic mode. Okay. So any director can participate through electronic mode. Notice even for pre-decided meetings. Okay. Now one like in notice you are telling this meeting is at that time. But if one meeting you are decide that there only you are deciding that next meeting we will do at this time, and that in the meeting only you are deciding, means pre-decided meetings. So that also it is given in the SS1. So notice even for pre-decided meetings is also covering under SS1. Pre-decided means what? Already you had decided. It is not that all means all directors are knowing about that. Okay. Then minimum notice period. How many minimum notice period should be there? These all things is covered under SS1, and a company have to comply that. Okay. Yes. Now, very, very important thing, you can get any question from this: quorum for board meeting. Quorum for board meeting. Okay. That's why I said any director can send that. Authorized person. That's why I said if any company secretary is there, company secretary will send. If that company is not eligible to appoint any company secretary, means any director will do, or any authorized person to send that notice, they will send. Okay. Yes. In sign also, this seal instead of seal. If seal is not mandatory, then who should sign? If company secretary is not there, how many directors? 2 directors. Okay, like that. Okay. So quorum of the board meeting, guys, means according to section 174, 173 is about, 173 is about, yes, Answer in chat box. How much concentration you are giving, Sharu? Sasha? Yes, 166. 166. Amrita? Yes? Duties of the director. 179? 179? Yes, yes, yes. Power of the board. And 173? Related to board meetings. Now 174, quorum for board meeting. So according to section 174 of the Companies Act 2013, the quorum for a board meeting shall be 1/3 of the total strength of the board. 1/3. Okay. Or two director, whichever is higher. Okay. Now if you are in your company, how many directors are there? 15. So 1/3. How many will be there? At least how many persons should be there? 5. Okay. If total strength is how much, guys? 15 directors are there. Then how much should be present in the board meeting? That is called the quorum. If this much of board of directors will be present, then only we will consider it quorum and the meeting will continue. Are you getting? If this much of directors are not present, the quorum is not sufficient and meeting will be adjourned or cancelled. Are you getting? So, quorum of the meeting, the quorum for the board meeting shall be 1/3 of the total strength of the board. If your company's total strength of director is how much? 15. Then 1/3 is how much? 5. So 5 or 2 directors. What should be the quorum, guys? They are telling either 5 or 2 directors, whichever is higher. So what will be the quorum? 5 will be the quorum. Okay. Then the participation of directors through video conferencing or other audio visual means shall also be counted for quorum. If somebody is participating through video conferencing or audio visual means also, so you will count that director also as a quorum. It is not necessary that physically they have to present there. Okay. So what will happen if they are attending through VC or AVM also, then also you will count it as a quorum. Quorum for the board meeting shall be 1/3 of the total strength of the board or 2 directors. If in a company there is only 9 members, maximum director, then how much it will be? 1/3, 3 or 2, whichever is higher, 3 members. And if they are attending through VC or AVM also, then it will be considered as 4. Done? Yes. Next is what? Important provision relating to quorum. Continuing directors. Now say suppose I'll just read and I'll tell you. The continuing directors may act even if there is a vacancy on the board. However, where the number of directors falls below the required quorum, directors can act only for the increasing the number of directors or calling a general meeting. No other business can be transacted. Guys, if there is no quorum, no proper quorum, like required number is not proper. So if it is falls below the required quorum, then the present director, means if I told you there, if total strength is 15, then how much should be the quorum, guys? 1/3. In this case, you had seen, no? Here. So 5 or 2. So 5 or 2. So say suppose 5 or 2. So now 5 is required, but 5 members are not there. There are how many members? 3 or 2, then also 2 you can do. But if there is only 1 or 2, then quorum is present, quorum is not present. So what they are telling, that if quorum below the required number, then the present director will not discuss any kind of business, they will not approve, they will not pass any kind of resolution. What matter they can discuss or what they can do? Increasing the number of directors. Any directors can act only for what? Increasing the number of directors or calling a general meeting. No other no other business can be transacted if proper quorum is not there. Okay. Next topic is interested directors and quorum. Interested director means what? Like if any decision is taken for the director, any kind of, say suppose fixation of or revision of remuneration of director. Okay, you had seen that, or any discussion which is related, that the committee used to take that decision, then they recommend to the board. Committee take the decision, NRC committee take the decision, but this will be recommended to the board. Now that fixation or remuneration fixation or revision is there. Now if it is for Mr. Ram and Ram is present in that meeting and the decision is taken by his remuneration, means he is which kind of director? He is the interested director. Are you getting which kind of director he is? The matter we are discussing is for whose interest? For the director, but he is present in that meeting. So they are called, these kind of person, these kind of director are called the interested director. We are discussing the interest of that director in that meeting and they are present. So whether it is allowed or not. So interested directors or quorum, where the number of interested directors becomes equal to or more than 2/3 of the total board strength. Okay, equal to or 2/3 of the total board strength. Say suppose it is 15. Total strength is what? 15. Iska 2/3 how much? 10. So this what this line is telling. See, where the number of interested directors becomes equal or more than 2/3 of the total board of directors. Now what is equal? 10. What is more than 10? 11. 11. The quorum shall consist of minimum 2 non-interested directors present at the meeting. Now here 10 or 11 we are telling, but what is the total strength, guys? 15. So how many are the remaining? How many person are remaining? 4. 4. Or the quorum shall consist of minimum 2 non-interested directors. So can we say these people are which kind of director? Non-interested. Non-interested. It is 4 or 5, anything equal or more than 2/3. So because we are talking about here which kind of director, where the number of interested directors becomes equal to or more than 2/3 of the total board strength. 2/3 of the total board strength means this 10 or 11 or more than that. These are what? Interested. And how many are non-interested? 4 or 5. So either 4 or 5 or minimum how many should be there? 2. Which kind of director? Uninterested, non-interested. So minimum 2 non-interested director present at the meeting. So if 4 are present or 5 are present, that is also okay. I'll just tell you, any confusion in this? Any confusion, guys? It will make it more simplified. So number of interested, say suppose total strength is how many? How many directors? 15. So where the number of interested director becomes equal to or more than 2/3 of total board strength. What is the 2/3 of total board strength? This is 10. Or equal or more. More can be 11. So the quorum, how many remaining here? Out of 15, 10 or 11. So 5 or 4. If 11, it is 4. So either this 5 or 4 will be the quorum, or if not this much, then how many minimum non-interested director? At least 2. At least 2 director. Yes? They can be there. That can be the quorum. If they are not non-interested director, so they can be there. Okay. So that will only the quorum. There you will not check with what? 1/3. What is the standard criteria? How much should be here? Total strength ka how much should be there? 1/3. So now if it is not 1/3, say suppose 15 ka 1/3 is how much? 5. Okay. But we are telling here that say suppose we had taken only 4 are there, non-interested, only 4 are there, then also it can be quorum. If non-interested, how much should be there? If 2 are also there, then also it will be quorum. Are you getting? Yes. Then absence of quorum. If quorum is not present and the meeting cannot be held, the meeting automatically stands adjourned to the same day, same time, same place in the next week. Okay. If quorum is not proper as per the Companies Act, if quorum is not present and the meeting cannot be held, the meeting automatically stands adjourned to the same day, same time, same place in the next week, guys. Okay. If that day is a national holiday, how many days are the national holiday? Tell me. What are that days? August 15, then Jan 26 and October 2nd. These are the national holidays. Okay. So if that day is a national holiday, say suppose what we said, today meetings adjourn and it will be taken in the next week, same time, same place or same day, Monday, same time, 9 o'clock or same registered office, Delhi, whatever it is, Mysore. Okay. Then what will happen if that day is holiday, national holiday? So if that day is a national holiday, meeting shall be held on the next working day. This applies unless the article of association provide otherwise. So this is the standard. Otherwise, if in your article of association anything else is mentioned, then we will follow that as per the AOA. Okay. So this is the standard. In the absence of quorum, meeting should be adjourned. It will be meeting is same meeting will be in the next week, but it will be means postponed till the next meeting. That is called the adjourn, or it can be cancelled. If in your AOA it will be written there that meeting, if quorum is not there, then cancel the meeting. So then it will be the cancel. Okay. Now SS1 on quorum. Now what your secretarial standard is talking about quorum. According to SS1, quorum must be present throughout the meeting. It is not the director at the starting of the meeting, directors are there and after 1 hour they are not there. No, it is throughout the meeting, quorum should be present. Quorum should be exist at commencement of meeting and even during transaction of the business. Okay. And interested director and party. Did you get this? SS1 is telling that throughout the meeting, quorum should be present or exist. Yes. Interested director and participation. Generally, an interested director is not counted for quorum and cannot be participate in the discussion relating to that item. We had seen the total strength. The one who are interested, they should not be present that time. But in private company, it is present. They can be present. Okay. So generally, an interested director is not counted for quorum and cannot. That's why here, how many were left, guys? Here, if total strength is 15, 2/3 interested, you will remove. Then how much will be there? 5 or 4 were there. So either 5 or 4 will be the quorum, or minimum how many? Minimum 2 will be the quorum. You are confused here, I think so. See this. Read this. Interested director and quorum. Where the number of interested director. What is that number? This 10 or 11. 10 is equal if more than 11. Or it can be 12. So what will be the remaining non-interested? So if in this case you are remaining how many non-interested? It can be 4 or 5. Let's take this more, means 11. If you are taking, how many are remaining non-interested? 4. Then what is given there? If 2 are also non-interested present, that will be the quorum. They should not be present there, beta. This 4 number is the quorum. These are the non-interested director. The remaining are the non-interested director. This 2/3 number, for whom it is given? For the interested director. You are not reading it properly. where the number of interested directors becomes equal to or more than 2/3 of the total board strength. Means we are talking about whom? Interested director. This 10 or 11 is telling about which kind of director? Interested. Then the quorum shall consist of minimum 2 non-interested. So in that case, quorum will be the remaining, the residue directors. How many? In our example, 4 or 5. But it is also given there that if it is 2 also, then also it will be the quorum of that meeting, and meeting will be continue. Decision can be taken. Artha, Aitha. Yes. Okay. USD. Yes. Okay. Next is what? So, interested director and their participation. So, generally an interested director is not counted for quorum and cannot participate in discussion relating to that item. They should not present. Exception for private company, but there is an exception in private company. In case of a private company, interested director may participate and may also be counted for quorum after disclosure of interest. First, they have to give the disclosure of their interest, that they are interested in this matter. Then they can be present in which kind of company? Private company, not in listed company or public company. Done? Now members meeting, board meeting we finished. Be able to complete it today. Let's see. Okay. A company is composed of members, but being an artificial person, it can act only through meetings and resolutions. Okay, you know that it is managed by the natural person through board of director and by passing the resolution. The will of the company is expressed through resolution passed at validly held meeting. So whatever company wants to take the decision, it will be passed by the resolution through the board meeting or through the member meeting. Okay. So the main purpose of meeting is to provide members an opportunity to participate in decision making and ensure democratic functioning of the company. So a company is composed of members, but being an artificial, it can act only through meeting and resolution. So the will of the company wanted to pass any kind of decision. So resolution will be passed validly held meeting. If it should be passed in board meeting, it will be passed in board meeting. If it should be passed in the members meeting, it should be passed in the members meeting. So the main purpose of meeting is to provide members an opportunity, how they will feel that we are also owner. They are having the right to vote at the AGM or EOGM, the meeting for the members. The meeting for the member. So an opportunity to participate in decision making where they will give their decision regarding the businesses of the company. Okay, and ensure democratic function means they will also feel that they are participating in the businesses. Okay, they are also giving the decision. So at the AGM, compulsory in 1 year there should be a shareholder meeting. Okay, so at AGM, all shareholders are invited. Let's see, it is further. It is given there. Importance of member meeting is what, guys? Members exercise their power through which meeting? General meetings. General meetings help shareholders. They review company's affair, approve important decision, question management. They will question the management how you had taken this decision. They can ask to the management. They can give their vote. Then they can protect their interest. Okay. The Companies Act 2013 promotes shareholder democracy, investor protection, and class action remedies. Class action remedies through class action suit. Class action suit is what? Suit is what? Somebody is filing a case against someone. Class action suit is what? If some shareholders, a group of shareholders they belong to one class of share. Maybe say, suppose, take an example of preference shareholder. One group of shareholders belongs to which class? Preference shareholders. So together they can file a case against the company. There is no need for individually filing a case against the company. If something is there, there is a grievances of that class of shareholders, so they can file the case against the company in a group group. That is called the class action suits. Okay? And that is the class action remedies. Remedies is what? The solution for the grievances. That is called the remedy. Done. So the Companies Act promotes shareholder democracy where they can participate, and investor protection and class action remedies. Types of members meetings. The main types of member meetings are annual general meeting. And so annual general meeting is what? An AGM is a compulsory yearly meetings of members. It is held for what, guys? Approval of the accounts. These are called the ordinary businesses, guys. Ordinary businesses, which are discussed where? At the AGM. Okay. So it is held for the approval of accounts, declaration of dividend, appointment of director, appointment of auditor. So these four businesses are discussed where? At the AGM, which is compulsory yearly for the shareholders. And this discussion, this topic or these resolutions are called the, sorry, these businesses are called, which is discussed at the AGM, which is called the ordinary business. Every business must hold one AGM. Every company or every business must hold at least one AGM every year. It is compulsory. So members meeting mein first meeting, which kind of meeting you had seen? AGM. Second is what? EOGM, extraordinary general meeting for the members. An extraordinary general meeting is held for urgent or special business. Ordinary business, we had seen four businesses. Then urgent or special businesses other than the ordinary business conducted at AGM. AGM, any kind of special business you cannot discuss. Okay. So if you need to discuss any urgent special business, which kind of meeting you have to call? Extraordinary general meeting for members or shareholders. And EGM may be called by, who will call? Board of director or by requisition of the member. If shareholder wants EOGM, shareholders are demanding to discuss that special business. So they can also give the requisition that we need EGM. They will give the requisition to the company, or who can call the EGM? Board of directors can call the EGM. Okay. AGM, then EOGM, and then class meeting for the specific class of the shareholders. A class meeting is a meeting of a particular class, as I told you. Say suppose preference shareholders, that is a particular class of the shareholding. So of shareholders such as preference shareholder, it is held when matters affecting the right of specific class of consider. Why they will ask for this meeting, guys? If there is any discussion regarding to the interest of the preference shareholder. So that is called the class meeting. AGM, EOGM and class meeting. Okay. Done. Next is what? Secretarial standards on general meeting. Board meeting, which standard you had seen? SS1, SS2 for the general meeting. So SS on general meeting is what? Companies are required to mandatorily comply with SS2, Secretarial Standard on the General Meeting issued by ICSI. Notice of General Meeting. There you had seen how many days? 7 days. Oh, prior to the meeting. Okay. A general meeting may be called by giving how many days? At least 21 clear days notice, either in writing or through email. Okay. Shorter notice. A general meeting may be held at shorter notice if consent is given by not less than 95% of the members or shareholder. Are you getting? If they want means lesser than that, 21 days, 21 clear days. If they wanted to call a meeting on the shorter notice, how much consent should require? Not less than 95%. Not less than 95% of the members entitled to vote. Consent may be given in writing or electronically. Okay. Then contents of the notice. The notice of the general meeting must contain the following. In content, what will be their place of the meeting? The notice must specify the venue, okay, which at which place the company is conducting. Usually registered place of the business or any other venue they are taking, because more shareholders will be there. So at the registered place of office also you cannot take, means in that area you can take. So venue you have to discuss that where you had booked for that. Okay. So venue of the meeting, in case of AGM, the meeting must be held at registered office or within the city, town, village where registered office is situated. either at the registered office or any within that city, town, village, any place, any venue had chosen. So you have to mention it in the content of notice. No such restriction applies to EGM. For EGM, this is not, it is not necessary to do it at the registered office. Okay. Day and date of meeting. The notice should clearly mention day and date of meeting. And AGM cannot be held on national holiday. National holidays, it cannot be keep at the national holiday, AGM. EGM can be held on any day, guys. There is no restriction. Okay. Time of meeting, the exact time must be mentioned, and AGM can be held only during business hours. What is the business hour? 9 to 6. AGM should be in the business hour, but this kind of restriction is not there at EGM. You can conduct in night at 11 o'clock. It is okay. Okay. Yes. And national holidays you will not see for the EGM. Okay. Now, what is the agenda of the meeting? Agenda is what? Agenda is the what? Agenda is the matters you are going to discuss, that will be noted down in the agenda. It will be there in the agenda, that points you are going to discuss in the meeting. Okay. So the notice must contain details of business to be transacted for special business. Now, AGM, EOGM you had seen. For EOGM, for any kind of special businesses you will call. So if special business is there, what you will attach as per section 102, guys? Explanatory statement must be attached. You have to give an explanatory statement there. Why? What was the need to conduct this EGM? What was the purpose? These all details will be covered under explanatory statement as per the section 102. Okay. Proxy clause. Now, every notice must clearly state that a member entitled to attend and vote may appoint a proxy. Say suppose a member is there, but that member is not able to attend meeting because of any kind of reason. So that member can a notice must clearly state that member entitled to attend and vote may appoint proxy. So any member who was supposed to join that AGM, but they don't want to join because of any kind of reason, so they will give a name of proxy. Okay, that instead of me, this person will join this meeting on behalf of me. Okay, so that proxy name should be mentioned where? In the notice. Okay. Important points. Proxy need not be a member. Proxy can attend and vote on behalf of the member. Okay. Yes. In school days, if you are absent, your friends were giving the proxy, no? Like that. Yes. Will be able to complete this today. Also, wanted to complete it today. Okay. Notice through electronic mode, guys. A company may send notice of the meetings and other communications through electronic mode according to the Companies Act 2013. Electronic mode means what? Communication sent through authorized and secured computer system capable of producing confirmation of sending and maintaining record of communication. That is electronic mode. Such communication is sent to the latest email address provided by the member, latest email provided to the company. Electronic communication helps in faster delivery, cost reduction, convenience, and the efficient corporate administration. Okay. Now KMPs. Key managerial personnel. The day-to-day management of the company is carried by its executive management known under the Companies Act 2013 as KMP. KMP acts the first point of contact between company and the stakeholder. Okay. CEO, CA, CFO, MD, they are the first contact point. When you will be also company secretary, shareholder, regulators, you will get the call from these people. Okay, so the first point of contact between company and the stakeholders, the executive management team responsible for implementation of company's policies and strategies. The decision taken at the board level, it will be implemented by whom? By the KMPs, and what we used to say them, executive. They are the executive who will implement the policies made at the strategic level. Even they are also the part of the strategic team. Okay. While board of director provides supervision and policy direction, the KMP manage operational and administration. Okay. So board of directors, what they do the supervision and policy direction, how the policy should be implemented, how they will tell the direction, but who will implement that in the day-to-day management? The executive. The executive KMP will see the operation and administration affair of the company. The provision related to KMP are contained in chapter 8 of the Companies Act 2013 and Companies Appointment and Remuneration of Managerial Personnel Rules 2014. The Companies Act 2013 recognized the concept of KMP for the first time in Indian company law. When this KMP concept came, guys? In Companies Act 2013. Okay. What is the meaning of KMP? According to section 2, subsection 51 of the Companies Act 2013, KMP means CEO, CS, whole-time director, CFO, and any person not more than one level below the director. Any person not more than one level below the director as designated by the board. Okay. And any other officer as may be prescribed as a KMP. Okay. Now, important key managerial personnel, CEO. The CEO is responsible for overall management, implementation of strategies, leadership and administration of the company affairs. When CEO is there, MD is there. Let's see first, then I'll tell you the practical thing. The managing director, MD, a managing director is entrusted with the substantial power of the management, supervision of company's operation, execution of the board policy. Every evening, all the HODs from the different department, what matters happen in the whole day, they used to meet in evening too with the CEO. So all the information from the all HODs, it is coming to the CEO. Okay. CEO or MD. Okay. So overall management, then they used to check whether whatever policies we are implementing, whether in every department it is followed properly or not. If there is any kind of deficiency, they used to take the decision how to improve or rectify that. Okay. Yes. Then MD and then whole-time director. A whole-time director is a full-time employee director. Employee director, why I am telling whole-time director, they are getting the remuneration. Okay. They are getting the remuneration. And other independent director, what they get, guys? Remuneration or what? Sitting fees. Okay. So full-time employee director involved in management and operation of the company. Chief Financial Officer, CFO. The CFO is responsible for financial management, budgeting, accounts, financial reporting, internal financial control. CFO, usually chartered accountants are there, or the person who are having the huge experience related to finance matter, they can be the CFO. Okay. Yes. Then company secretary. The company secretary ensures legal compliances, corporate governance. Okay. Secretarial administration, secretary related to secretarial issues, regulatory reporting. You are the point of contact to the regulators. Okay. Whatever reporting you have to do with the SEBI, stock exchanges, ROC, MCA, you are the person of first point you can contact related to compliances or corporate governance or secretarial administration. Then company secretary act as an important link between board of director, shareholders, government authorities and stakeholders. Company secretary act as a important link in between BOD, shareholders, government authorities and stakeholders. Who is company secretary? Okay. Appointment of company secretary by the definition, according to section 2, subsection 24 of the Companies Act 2013, company secretary means a company secretary as defined under the Company Secretaries Act 1980. When this profession started? 1980. And appointed by a company to perform functions under the Companies Act. A company secretary is a qualified professional recognized under law. Appointment of whole-time company secretary according to Rule 8 of the Companies. Rule 8. Okay. According to Rule 8 of the Companies Appointment and Remuneration of Managerial Personnel Rules 2014, the following companies must appoint Which kind of company should appoint the company secretary? Whole-time key managerial personnel, including. So the following companies must appoint whole-time key managerial personnel, including what? Whole-time company secretary. Every listed company needs a company secretary. Every public company having paid-up share capital of how much? 10 crore or more, they should have their whole-time company secretary. And private companies requirement according to Rule 8A. Every private company having paid up share capital of 10 crore or more must appoint whole-time CS. Okay? Yes? Company secretary in practice. So, this is about the company secretary in the company. The one who are doing the employment, being a compliance officer or a CS. Now, company secretary in practice means what? What is the meaning of they are in the practice? Company secretary may also practice independently. You can start your own firm. Okay. So that is the company secretary in practice. PCS, practicing company secretary. You are practicing independently. Okay. Yes. Or in the partner, you are independently or in the partner with the any chartered accountant or any legal person. You are making a partnership or you are making an LLP. You are making a LLP. For the professional CACS, they are coming together and they are doing their businesses, bringing the different work and doing their own. Okay. So a company secretary may also practice independently as company secretary in practice, CS in practice. According to section 2, subsection 25, company secretary in practice means a company secretary deemed to be in practice under the Company Secretaries Act 1980. Their definition you had seen, the one who are performing the function of the company secretary, they are called the company secretary. Here, they are deemed to be practice under the Company Secretary Act 1980. A company secretary in practice may perform various professional services such as secretarial audit, certification, compliance reporting, advisory services, like advisory towards IPR, insolvency, your advisory to IPOs. Okay. So any specific area you are choosing and you are becoming the advisor for the corporates, okay, or for big firms. So advisory services, corporate law consultancy, these all a PCS can do. The Companies Act 2013 authorizes company secretary in practice to undertake several important compliance and certification functions. Okay. Then shareholders of companies. According to section 2, subsection 55 of the Companies Act 2013, a member in relation to a company means who will be the member? Who will be the member or shareholders? There is a difference also we will see in the member or shareholders. Okay. So the subscriber to the memorandum, I told you, the any person who will subscribe the MOA, they will call the member of the company. Okay. So the subscriber to the memorandum of association who is deemed to have agreed to become a member and whose name is entered in the register of the members upon incorporation, they will be called the member. Every other person who agrees in writing to become a member and whose name is entered in the register. Now, a company is issuing the share. You wanted to take up the share of that company. You will apply to take the share of that company. Now, in the agreement, there will be an agreement with the in between the applicant and the company. So by the agreement in writing, you wanted to become a member of the company, you will apply for the share and when it will be allotted to you, you will become the member. Then every person holding shares of the company whose name is entered as a beneficial owner in the records of the depository. Depository is what, guys? Now, every details of the person who are buying and selling the share, it is digital. Nothing is manual. There is no physical share certificate and all. Okay. So your name is there in the depository. There are two depositories in India, NSDL and CDSL. Okay. Two depositories who are maintaining all the records of these person. They are called the beneficial owner. So they are keeping all the details. All of the, if you are buying any shares of any company, your name will be there digitally present. Okay. There is no need to maintain physically or manually. Okay. So in the depository records, if your name is there, you are taking, Mr. Ram is taking the share of ABC Limited. So the name will be there in the depository. So he will be the beneficial owner. So every person holding share of a company whose name is entered in the beneficial owner in the records of the depository. Means if they are selling the share and you are getting money on that, who is the benefited? You are the benefited, or Mr. Ram is benefited. His name is there in the depository. His name is what? He is the beneficial owner. Okay. Yes. Thus, membership of a company is acquired through agreement, registration of name in the register of the members. So, they will call the member or members of the company. Now, there is essential elements of the membership, guys. Yes, we are coming to the end. Another 5 minutes. Essential elements of for membership, guys. Two essential conditions must be fulfilled before a person becomes a member of a company. Agreement to become member. In 2 points. First point is what? Agreement to become member. The person must voluntarily agree to become a member of the company. Such agreement may arise by subscribing to the memorandum, by applying for the share, and by transfer and transmission. What is the transfer? Mr. Ram is transferring his share to Mr. Shyam. That is called transfer. What is transmission then? The transmission is involving the operation of law. If Mr. Ram is the father, he is dying. So his share will be transferred to whom? Transmitted to whom? To the legal heirs or legal representative. Okay, that process is called transmission. So transfer can be for any person, any random person, but transmission is for whom? The any relative or okay. So if it will go to after the death, it will go to any other person. That is called the transmission. Okay. Entry in register of members. The name of the person must be entered in register of members of the company. Without such entry, membership is not complete. Both agreement and registration are necessary for acquiring the membership. Members and shareholders. The term member and shareholders are often used interchangeably. We used to say members or shareholder. Okay. But technically there is a difference between them. What is that difference, guys? Let's see. The last topic of today is difference between members and shareholder. Basis, meaning defined under section 2, subsection 55 of the Companies Act. Defined under, there is no definition for in the act for shareholder. Status, person whose name is entered into the register of members, they will call member. Person who owns the share of the company. Till the time you are not owning the share, you will be shareholder? No. Then membership requirement. Name must be entered in the register of member and ownership of shares is essential. Subscriber to MOA becomes member immediately on incorporation. Okay, if you are subscribing the MOA, immediately you will be the member of that company. But when the shares will be allotted to you, so to allot the share, there will be the 60 days time. Okay, as per the Companies Act provision, there will be 60-day time to allot the shares, 2 months. Okay, so what will happen there? 60 days actually. So becomes a member immediately. You are becoming the member, but when you are becoming the shareholder, till the time it is not allotted to you. So any shareholder can become the shareholder only after the allotment of share. Are you getting here? Now you are there as a member of the company, but you are not having share. After 2 months, you are getting the share. So that time you will become the shareholder. This is the thin difference they are talking about. Okay. So companies limited by guarantee can be members even without share capital. No shareholders where there is no share capital. In the case of guarantee company. Relation. Every shareholder generally becomes member, but every member may not necessarily be shareholder. So important point, subscriber to the memorandum. A person signing the memorandum of association automatically becomes member upon incorporation. However, he becomes shareholder only after shares are allotted. Company limited by guarantee, already we had seen there may be members without shareholder because such companies may not have share capital. And depository system is what, guys? Under depository system, as I told you, that all the details is managed by the depository. So there you will be the, or any person who is buying or selling the share, they will be the beneficial owner. So beneficial owner recorded with the depository are treated as member. Right of member and shareholder and liability is what? What are the rights, guys? Members enjoy several important rights such as right to vote, right to receive dividend, right to inspect statutory records, right to attend general meeting, right to participate in the management through voting power. And liability is what? Only to the extent of the unpaid amount on your shares or amount guaranteed by them. In companies limited by share, liability generally limited. Thank you so much for the patience listening. I'm ending this lecture today, and with this we are completing the elements of company law. Okay? Yes. Thank you so much, guys.